What's going on, everybody? How you doing? All right, today we are doing a donation request. This is for Rob. This is Counting Crows live. This is the song Rain King. I am not familiar with this. I don't know it. I'm not super familiar with Counting Crows, right? I know all their hits for the most part. Do I know all of their hits? That's a good question. Discography, right. Mr. Jones, Long December, of course, yes, know those. Round Here, yes, know that one. For being around so long, they don't have a ton of former members, which is nice to see, right? That's nice to see. Usually it's like laundry list of former members. I think they're fine. You know, Mr. Jones, you can't get away from that song, you know, especially when it came out. You just couldn't get away from it, and now it's like a very played song, right? And that's fine. That was their first album. You're kidding. Wow, they just hit the ground running. Oh, and this is off. Okay, this is off of that album. Rain King is off of this album. Okay, there it is. Learning things, this desert life, learning things about Counting Crows. So they had that first record, and then I remember this cover. This has, I actually really like this song, Daylight Fading. I know this song actually. Oh, okay, I've seen this cover also. I don't know if I know anything off of this album. Maybe if I heard Hanging Around, maybe. Big Yellow Taxi, that's right, they covered Big Yellow Taxi. Yes, do remember that. Oh, and this was a single. Interesting, so I wonder if I've heard it. Okay, and my other run-in and knowledge of this band is I did, what year was it? 2019, I think? 2019? It was not 2019. 2018? It was the first, maybe it was this one. This looks super familiar. Yeah, it was this one. I played this this Sunday, night 3 of Innings Fest in Tempe, Arizona. I think it was the first Innings Fest in Tempe. Who I played with is not on this list right here, which is interesting. Oh, it's on this one. I played with this cat, Kelly James. So I played with this artist, Kelly James, for 6 years. And if you go to his site, he's most people haven't heard of him unless you have, like, I'm going to say it like this, unless you have a ton of money, like a ridiculous amount of money, or you're into golf, you probably never heard of him. I call him the golf rapper, but he's the top private entertainer in the world, basically. Yeah, I played with him, played all kinds of incredible places for 6 years, all up to COVID happening and then destroying everything. You know, we're talking crazy venues and parties and locations and private jets and all that kind of, you know, thing that comes with top private entertainer in the world. And he's a very talented, very smart business guy, you know, artist, entertainer, right, type of thing. And we got to play Innings Fest. And the reason why we weren't on this other lineup is because we were added really late. I feel like it was if I remember correctly, it was a very late add-on. So anyways, I say all that to say, Counting Crows played that night, and I got to see him, right? From the side of the stage, I got to see him. And I got to see Citizen Cope, which I saw Citizen Cope forever ago. And I talked to him backstage after. I was like, he used to have like a residency at the Paradise in Boston. Way back when. Like 2 decades earlier, basically. And I saw him there. And I also saw Chris Stapleton from, you know, a few feet from the stage that night. That was actually the second time I saw Chris Stapleton. My wife and I saw Chris Stapleton when they played at Coachella. It was the year that they played, I think they played both Coachella and Stagecoach same year. It was like, I want to say it was the year that that first big album, Traveler, came out. It was either that year or the following year. It was like he was still really, really big. And his wife was on stage. His wife was not on this gig, but his wife was on the one that I saw with my wife. Anyways, I got to see Counting Crows. They were really cool. They were good. They were a great band. They had an awesome set in terms of just the time of day because the sun was going down. It was really nice. It was really nice. So that was really cool. And that's all I know about Counting Crows. So maybe I'll recognize the song from that gig. Maybe, probably not though. That was a while ago. Anyways, okay, look at this. I had no idea that they were from the Bay Area. I thought that they were from Georgia. Is he from Georgia? Is Adam Duritz? It's like his band, right? He's from Maryland. Why did I think they were from Georgia? This is like blowing my mind right now. They're from Georgia? I mean, they're from the Bay Area. They're not from Georgia. Why did I think that Counting Crows was from Georgia? I thought that they were from like Athens or Rome or something like that. You know, like not Atlanta, basically. Totally wrong. Okay, Counting Crows, American rock band from San Francisco Bay Area. Formed in 1991. Wow, I can't even believe that. Why did I think that they were from... What made me think that they were from Georgia? Gained popularity following the release of its first album, August and Everything After. Breakthrough hit single, Mr. Jones. Sold more than 7 million copies. 2 Grammy nominations in 94. 1 for Best Rock Performance. And 1 for Best New Artist. Okay, so Rain King. Maybe I've heard it. We'll see. Released as the band's 4th single and 3rd single from their debut album. Titles reference to Saul Bellows' Henderson, the Rain King. I read this book in college when I was at Berkeley called Henderson. Geez, he even went to Berkeley, right? At UC Berkeley. Called Henderson, the Rain King. And the main character in the book was kind of this big open wound of a person, Eugene Henderson. He just sort of bled all over everywhere, everyone around him. For better or for worse, full of joy, full of sorrow, he just made a mess of everything. When I wrote the song years later, it didn't really have anything to do with the book, except the book had kind of become a totem for how I felt about creativity and writing, that it was just this thing where you just took everything inside of you and just sort of sprayed it all over everything and not to worry too much about it. You try and craft it, but not to be self-conscious about it in any case. And it's sort of a song about everything that goes into writing, all the feelings, everything that makes you want to write it, makes you want to maybe pick up a guitar and do it and express yourself, because it's full of all the doubts and the fears about how I felt about my life at that time. And also the feeling that I really deserved something better than what I had accomplished up to that point. I think it is sort of a religious song about the sort of undefinable thing inside of you or out there somewhere that makes you write, makes you create, makes you do any kind of art form, you know, and makes me think the Rain King, sort of. Okay. All right, let's get into it. So this is live from Iowa. Wow, Iowa. Hopefully this doesn't get blocked or I don't have to cover it or anything like that. But you know how it is. It's possible. You know, I've been getting, this is more for Rob because he may care. Other people probably don't care. But I've been getting emails from YouTube on like a weekly basis of all kinds of past videos that I've done, because I've been doing these type of videos for what, 3 years now? 3 years? Yeah, 3 years. Over 3 years now. All kinds of videos now getting blocked, getting demonetized, getting blocked, you know, all that. So I'm just like, it's really making me rethink everything. You know, so it's what it is, you know, like you're dealing with people's copyright. It's just what it is. So anyways, all right, Counting Crows, Rain King, live from 2012. Let's check it out. Bam.
Oh, play the fucking thing. Let's go.
Oh, cursing.
When I think of heaven, deliver me in a black wing bird, like me flying down into a sea of hands, feathers, and
That's like acoustic jam band type hippie vibe, right?
Why am I so alone? I can't go outside 'cause I'm scared that I might not make it home. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. Sinking. Is anyone home at your place? Darling, please invite me in. Don't try to believe me. 'Cause I've been there before, and I deserve a little more. I belong in the service of the Queen. I belong anywhere but in between. She's been crying and lying, and I have been sinking in, and I am the great king. He only wants to sing. Is anyone? It's only been waiting for the song. Up here seems night and sleep.
It is. It's very jammy. Like, this would be a fun band to play in. To me, you know. Maybe not to everybody, but I feel like, especially when I lived in Boston, I played in bands that were more like this.
Come on, give it to me, cookie, give it to me straight. I wanna be the one who keeps you up real late. Give it to me, baby, cook it straight. Said, give it to me late, hard enough to think. I could be anything, you could be my thing. I don't know. That's good. So come back, Maria, tell me the story. Come back, baby, and let me down slowly. I could be the dream you had last night. So come back, Maria, tell me the story. I could be your boy, I could be your pride and glory, baby. Tell me the dream you had last night. Well, everybody suffers and everybody cries. Everybody lies and everybody dies. I wanna be the thing you dream about every night. Everybody loves, everybody's cold. Everybody feels the same when they're old. I wanna be what you dream about at night. Hey la la, hey mama call me. Hey la la, I tear on. Hey la la, call me home tonight. Say hey la la, hey mama call me. Hey mama, I could be the only hey when you dream about at night.
This guy's got to be playing a Fender. Talking about the bass. It's just a very, like, classic full tone sounds, right? Haven't seen the bass player yet. I mean, maybe he's not. Who knows? Yeah, he is. Yeah, it just has that sound. You know? I mean, I should know. Ampeg too. Look at that. I love. That's my favorite sound. It just is. It's classic. You can't go wrong. They're really jamming this out. The single is not this long, right? It doesn't really have a hook either, right? Yeah, it's a jazz bass. It's not vintage. Not that it needs to be, but
Hey la la, come home with me, oh yeah. Hey la la, I
this song. Yep.
I belong in the service of the Queen. I belong anywhere but in between. She's been dying, and I've been drinking, and I la la come on, Camilla. I the rain, I'll take you. Yeah, come on, Camilla. I can ride you home. 'Cause I am the rain king. Why don't you come in out of the rain?
It's very feel good, you know, and also very just loosey, jammy, you know, like it feels like a jam band, right? It completely feels like a jam band. I don't know if they consider themselves or, you know, whatever. Oh, this was produced by T-Bone Burnett, really? I mean, okay, American rock band, alt rock, roots rock. Okay, so that like roots rock, pop rock. Okay. This they're saying just alt rock, T-Bone Burnett. Yeah. I don't specifically remember this song. Enlisting accordions, mandolin, pedal steel, and harmonica to flavor the usual rock instrumentation. CROWS play transliterated Celtic rock, not unlike the Hooters. Do you remember the Hooters? They're from Philly. Yeah. I had the Hooters on tape when I was a kid in the Jersey Shore. You know, they were semi-local. Not local, but, you know, semi-local. Such music seems to require a sense of self-importance, and the quintet is not lacking. Okay. Yeah, it's just very jammy, which is fine, right? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying how it feels to me. It feels very loose, very jammy. Oh, let me see, how long is the song here? Yeah, it's 4 minutes. Yeah, half of what they did on here. They really, really extended it out. It makes me wonder what the actual recording sounds like. He's very Adam, right, is very, with his hair, is very into what he's doing, just staying in himself in the thing, but like to get it out, if that makes sense. Not getting distracted. That's a big thing in performing, is not getting distracted. I've had people ask me, like, how do you play and sing at the same time? You know, kind of thing. Or how, you know, different things like that. And I say that, like, regardless of playing and singing at the same time or just playing, right? Just any of it. Thinking is the enemy. It's the enemy. The second I have a thought, that's when the mistakes happen. If I think about anything, it could be anything besides trying to be right here, what I'm doing right here, and or, okay, what's coming next? But even thinking about that can trigger thinking, you know, and cause mistakes. But sometimes, especially if it's like, if I'm like learning a new song or something like that, sometimes I have to think like, okay, what's next? What's the next line? What's the, you know, that kind of thing. In terms of singing, at least, I have to do that because I'm like new to singing, you know, lead, but for playing bass, I don't need to think about damn near anything. Just need to listen. Right? I don't need to think about it. I've been doing that forever, right? I've been doing just playing bass for a very, very, very long time. So that's like second nature. Don't need to think. But even still, when you think, you know, when things are happening in your life, when it's stuff like that, then you think, and then all of a sudden the mistakes start happening. Mistakes happen regardless, but you don't want those kind of mistakes. Those are always like kind of the worst in terms of how you feel about it, you know. maybe nobody notices, but how you feel is like, you know, I am not in the zone anymore because I thought about, because I got distracted by something. Maybe something happened, you know, over there, and I saw it, and it made me think, what's going on over there, or something's happening over there. Maybe, you know, just different things. Anyways, or maybe you had a rough day, you know, it's just anything. Maybe you got in a fight with your spouse, you know, whatever it is, you know, those kinds of things are the enemy of performance. And he is definitely just in. This guy doesn't need to worry about anything except staying in what he's doing, and what he's doing is just letting it all out, basically. Like, however it comes out, not worrying about it. Kind of like what he was talking about in this, like not judging it, just putting it out, express yourself freely, you know, type of deal. Yeah, he's doing that. It's cool. I mean, I like the song. I think it's cool. And I think that they're a cool band. Like, they're a cool, definitely a live band. Definitely a live band. Okay, let me go back. And so they've had more than one bass player, because this guy played bass. Now they've got this guy. Yeah, he sounded good. He sounds like he's playing a Fender. So he sounds like, oh, we're close in birthday. Ben Folds, study guitar. Wonder if he's out of Nashville. If that was his, you know, or maybe not. Maybe he just was in Greensboro. Anyways, cool. Yeah, dig the song, dig the vibe, like the jammy type of aspect. I've played in a bunch of bands that were like that. And as a player, I know that not everybody likes that kind of music, but as a player, I always think that's fun because I like to improvise, you know, and within songs, you know, like within a song structure, even if that is loose, you know, as a player, I think that that's fun. So this is probably a really fun band to play for. That's what I'd say. It just sounds that way to me. Comes off like that. So cool. Awesome. Nice. Counting Crows. There it is. Thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Later.